Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave, and today it's Chord Dave Live number 93. Would you believe it? I would, because it's been a while. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been weird. It's been interesting. So, sláinte to you wherever you are. So yes, indeed, talking to you guys for the first time in a couple of weeks because it's been a bit of a rough one. If you didn't notice last week, we weren't here, and I just want to address that real quick. So yeah, my cousin Chris died Tuesday of last week. He had pancreatic cancer, and he was the same age as I was. So we were very close when we grew up, when we were kids in particular. Um, and it was a bit rough. And it kind of Saturday afternoon was the funeral. I was planning to do a live stream last week, but I just wasn't in a fit place mentally to do it. So yeah, I'm sorry if that was late and short notice on that, but had to do it because I wouldn't have been a good show, wouldn't have been a fun show. But hopefully we'll make up for it today. Have a good show. And thank you all for joining me and for everything else. We'll go back to normal this week. Obviously, it's been a bit of a disruptive week and a half or so since that happened, but we're back on top. So thanks so much for being here, for joining us. And let's get into the comments because that's what we do on the show. We read about comments and talk about things. Anyway, it's all good. We're back on track. And listen, one thing I want to say as well, just get yourself checked out if you feel unwell. That's all I'm going to say because you never know what's lurking in there. And I've had lots of blood tests and stuff recently just to be on the safe side because you never know what you're going to catch. Anyway, and boys, check your guys down there as well. You got to do that, and ladies, you check yourselves or get someone to volunteer to check you too. It's it's serious. You got to be looking after yourself. Anyways, we're drinking beers. We're back on top. Let's go into the chat. And thank you so much for being here. Scott Bogfoot was here, number one. 98% of the time he is, so it's all good. Chris from Coburg is here. Great to see Chris. Says, yo, Dave and everyone, just to dig into it. Wait for a corned beef stew and dumplings and beer. Sláinte. Good stuff, Chris. Thanks for making us salivate at the start of the show like you always do. Formerly known as T says, hello, Chord Dave. Hello to all in the chat. Watching the rugby, be back soon. Yes, indeed. I was watching the rugby. It was quite a great game. And Ireland just beat South Africa, which is incredible. And it's the Men's World Cup so far, 3 out of 3, not too bad. That was a great game tonight, to be honest. Ed Axman says, if only there was a fourth chord. Question mark. This comes up from time to time, Ed. It's well known that there are only 3.5 chords, but good luck to you, sir, with the same thing that, I don't know, 4,000 people have said now. Formerly known as T says, word on the street is Dave's changing name of the channel to 5 Chord Dave. And I'm never going to change the name of the channel because I have t-shirts that say 3. So the just the logistics of changing the channel name it'd be ridiculous. I don't even know how to get started with that. But if anyone wants to know, I did play more than 3 chords in a video recently. You can check that one out. Scott, I'm sure, will put a link into that Dave Grohl Chibson video. If he's doing well. Formerly known as T says, all right, Scott, hope all is good your side of the globe. And there you go. Anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait a minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. And that's this one, apparently. Yeah, Scott Bogfoot telling you got to hit that subscribe button and wait a minute. And if you're new, please do make sure to say hello to us. Because lots of people come to Chord Dave Live and they say nothing, which is fine if that's how you want to experience your Chord Dave Lives. But it does help a lot if you're subscribed to the channel and if you want to say hello, it'd be super cool. Marshall's here, says, hey, guess who is home? I'm going home back next week for another week, but I'm here today. It's pouring in New York City, so I may end up dropping out early if I get a migraine. Great to have you, Marsha. Glad you're back home and everything's good, and hopefully migraines will stay away at least for the end of the show. Got to rough you all up for extra not prompting, liking, and subbing to Chord Dave. Got to make up for not being here for a few weeks. Do it now. Indeed, it's good to have Marsha back, bullying people into hitting the like button. I like that a lot. Very good stuff. Indeed. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Marsha. Always good to have you here with us. T says that you were missed, and that's true. What was everyone's first guitar? Mine was a nylon string classical that I still have today, man. Medallion brand school instrument. Great question, Scott. My first instrument, my first guitar that belongs to me was I don't know the brand that was on it, but it was a Les Paul Junior knockoff, but it wasn't a Les Paul Junior exactly. It was a really bad guitar, and I didn't spend a lot of time in it. It looked nice. It was a cherry sunburst. But yeah, it wasn't a great guitar, but it was a Les Paul Junior it was a cherry sunburst flame top, but it wasn't. It just, yeah, it had really bad humbuckers, and there you go. My dad had a Strat that I used to play from time to time. That was a nice guitar. Al Adolfson is here. Great to see you, Al. Hope you are well, my friend. T says it was a Guild Madeira. Madeira? Very nice. Very nice. Al says, first guitar other than a plastic uke as a kid, as a 20-year-old, I got a Les Paul copy. Can't remember what brand. A year later, I bought a Gibson LP Deluxe. Yeah, not a big... not a big problem with that at all. Great Les Paul Deluxe. I was looking at one today. That was a nice price on Reverb. It's tempting, but then I got to ship it from the US because I think the dude was in California somewhere. One of my lights is flickering. I got to figure out which one it is because it's driving me insane. I think it's that one. Give me 1 second. All right, I think that's it. Lost both in a fire 2 years later. Oh no, Al, that's terrible. Yeah, that's fires, man. They're the worst. T says, "Go on Ireland game, great game of rugby, unbelievable game. It was really, really good, and it's always nice when Ireland win. So yeah, great stuff." Scott says, "My dad had and sold K when I was 3 or so. Took years. I tracked it down and got it back. Very good." Yeah, I don't know where either of my early guitars is. I know that first guitar, my first Les Paul copy. I had it for 10 years, and then I traded it in for a 335 copy by PXF, who I can't. I remember looking it up at one stage when the internet was a thing, but or became a thing. And I've never really looked into it, but it was a really nice guitar. It was played beautifully. It took me about 3 months to pay it off at the time, and yeah, it was cool. But I sold it then. When you're young and you need money, so there you go. Booklip says, my first guitar is the one I have, Evil Rat Nasty, which is much better guitar when tuned to drop C. It lives there now. It lives there forever. There you go. Depending on what you're going to play or what you want to play on it, that's fine. That's fine. You need one guitar for every tuning that there is, which is going to take a while to build up that collection. And Buglips says, this may present issues if I play with somebody in E standard, but I was thinking if I tuned to drop D and capoed it on the E fret, that should be neutral in an incorrect E. Is that right? No, maybe. Possibly. I haven't tried it. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. So someone will tell you. Because it's a step down, the capo moves it back up a step. Al says, with insurance money and under advice from musician friends, I bought a used 63 Gibson LP Junior, which I still own today. That was back in the 1960s. Very cool, Al. Very cool indeed. Great stuff. Hope you're keeping that nice and safe. That'll be a cool one. It wasn't vintage then, yeah, for sure. I'm sure you are very happy with that guitar even still. Sounds like a cool one. Technically, yes, a capo, say it how you will, will bring you back into key. Also, hello, Bugfoot. So, oh, okay. 63, nice year. It was a good year for a lot of things. Okay, that will shift everything a step, but I'll be able to navigate. I don't know if that's... Yeah, possibly it could be. I don't know. Al says, excuse my ignorance, but isn't drop D only on the low E string, the rest remain? Yeah, that would be right. And Scott says, yes, I think D standard would be dropped down. Yes, but it will work for rhythm and power chords. I mean, you guys, I'm not gonna make myself sound silly by pretending I know the answer, to be honest. I know I have one guitar that I keep in drop D now, and I have one guitar, and all my other guitars actually are in standard. So there we go. It's my foray into alternative tunings. Matt von Bosch is here. Great to see you, Matt. Hope you're well, my friend. Rob F is here as well. Hope you're doing well, Rob. Great to see you coming back to us. And Al says, then a capo on the first fret only brings you up half step to E flat. Yeah, that's where I was leaning, to be honest, Al. So yeah, I do think you're on the ball there a little bit. Nella says, I made it on time. I'm out of coffee though. Well, that's not good. You know what? Yeah, I'll just have some beer for you. So yeah, no worries. Anyways, here comes Marcia with some news for us. Not exactly. Drop D only down tunes. Down turns the low D string, and you would want to go full step down. That's called tuning to open D. Yeah, you'd want to be, yeah. If open D, you could turn. I mean, you to open. Yeah, it's not exactly. Anyway. Um, Anyways, let's get going. Matt Bosch says, I've been painting my kit build guitar today. Shell pink. Ooh, yeah. Nice, Matt. Yeah. Also, if you guys have seen, sorry, my nose is getting itchy. For some reason, it's the beard tickles my nose sometimes. It's due a trim. That's why. But yeah, it's great to hear you're working on your kit guitar. Mine shall be working on soon. Probably sometime in October, I'll get around to it. But, Glenn Bailey, our fan and friend, and I think parent as well. He has been working on a guitar, and it's looking pretty cool. Even if it is a mix of the two colors that I would not choose to have a guitar in myself, and I think he's doing it on purpose. It's quite cool. I like what he's doing. So you can check that out on our Facebook group, which is linked in the description below, if you're into that sort of thing. And if you're not, well, eventually I'll make a video featuring the guitars that are entered. If you don't want to be in the Facebook group, but you want to enter our kit build thing, hit the link in the description for the email. Yeah, what do they call them? Email addresses. Hit the email address in the description. It's right at the bottom. You can email your pictures to me. Just your guitar pictures, please. There has already been stuff come through there that's inappropriate, and I don't appreciate it. Not the ones that were sent anyways. No, I do get a lot of spam to that email address, I think, because it's publicly out there on YouTube. So just be aware, if you email me, there will be times when I won't respond because I'll have missed it because of all the spam. It's like 300 spam emails this week alone. So thanks to all the spamming people. Yeah, they've got business deals they want to talk to me about. Anyway, Matt, great to hear you're working on the Shell Pink. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's a cool color. Marcia says, down tunes, not down turns. Seems. I mean, it kind of works. Chris of Coburg was the next person, but YouTube has dumped comments on top of me. Damn it. So it's, once I miss a week, coming back the next week, it's kind of rough getting back on to the system. All right, here we go. No. There we go. Sounds correct. Silly autocorrect. There we go. Chris of Coburg says, power chords rule, shredders drool. I think power chords are where it's at, when I first heard power chords was a thing, I was like, wow, I can play this, and it's got the word power in it, so it's obviously good. So there you go. So drop D instead of D standard. Exactly. Yes, it's where we're getting here. And Al says drop D tuning is only on the low E string. Everything else is the same. Yeah, you're only changing the low E string. Exactly. All the rest are the same as standard tuning. So that what I practice in drop C, I can transfer and use. It's just moved. And I guess. And Scott says, what the chord shapes? Are you asking me what the 3.5 chord shapes are? I can't tell you that. It's a secret. It's like magicians. They can't tell you. Nobody can tell you the secrets of the guitarist. You just got to learn them yourself. So good luck on your hunt for that. Jess is here. Great to see you, Jess, saying happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're well. And yeah, great to see you as always. Ben Hallmark says, good evening all. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're well, Ben. Hope everything's good with you. Al says you can tune all strings to a standard D. Haven't heard of that much. I mean, that'd be fun. Power chords are the shapes. Power chords are shapes. That's true. And so we're, it's all good. So I only need the top two strings, three in an emergency. Three, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of plenty of guitar players only use the top three strings. Um, Sometimes that's my entire practice routine, which I'm still not playing guitar, guys. I'm still not playing guitar. So, uh, yeah, I don't know when I will be able to get back to it. My next doctor's appointment is the 1st of February, so it's a long way away. So hopefully, we can get back to it soon. But at the minute, I'm still not in the condition to do so. But hey, I'm still keeping up with news and stuff. Marcia says, you realize drop D is not the same as open D. That wouldn't work with a capo. Cause then one string, your low E, will be correct and the rest will be tuned to full step above E, standard to open F. This is kind of hurting my head. I'll take your word for it. Rob says, Chris Coburg hurt my left wrist a couple months ago. Finally healed enough so I can play power chords, bar chords without pain. Sucks only being able to play cowboy chords. Hey man, there's some people only play cowboy chords, so don't worry about it. It's all good. But I get you. I get you indeed. Yeah, it can be a what do you call it? A drawback. But yeah, hopefully you'll recover enough. Same as myself. Get recovered and play some tunes properly. Chris says, I have a reverse headstock on my Ibanez and drop D sounds extra tasty. Is that because of the headstock? That sounds cool. And Buglip says, yes, I realize that. I'm trying to make drop D into E so that my power chords are one finger, except it's E, not D. I mean, good luck with that. I mean, I'm just gonna see what happens on that one over the next few weeks. Try it out. That's the only thing you can do. Try it out. See his work. Jess says, Matt, shell pink is cool, but I'm thinking Lake Placid blue. I mean, if it's got the word blue in it, it's a better color. That is for sure. So I'm on Team Jess with that one. Buglips says the other four strings don't matter for this. I mean, that's, yeah. Just get yourself three chords. That's all you need, man. If the other person is E standard tuning, you'd need open D with a capo, not drop D. Yeah. Right? I don't know. I kind of got lost in that conversation. But yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, he'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Chris from Goldberg says, Rob F, that's okay. Just get really proficient at those cowboy chords until you can chug again. You can play a lot with cowboy chords, to be quite honest. That is true. And as I said, there's a lot of people make a lot of money off cowboy chords. Would make the same chords sound darker. Can do. Yeah. What are you doing with one string? The rest don't matter. I mean, some people also play just in one string. Glenn Bailey is here, in fact. Oh well, I didn't see you, Glenn. Glad to have you with us, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Jess says, just thinking some Lake Placid blue t-shirts might sell well. I mean, hey, it's a good idea. And the last time, was it the last time? One of the last times you gave me a t-shirt idea, it did sell better than any of the other t-shirts. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many you sold, but it was a small amount and also the highest amount we've ever sold. So there are t-shirts, by the way. You can buy them. There are links in the descriptions below. I think these are the nicest ones we've done to date. So if you want to check them out, they're in the links in the description. But yeah, maybe it is time to do some special edition t-shirts. I haven't done some in a while. Might be a nice Christmas gift for the 3-Chord Dave fan in your life or yourself. As we're getting that time, you got to do the holiday gift offerings and stuff now. So anyway, yes, thanks, Jess. I do appreciate it. Lake Placid Blue. I don't even know how to get the t-shirts in that color, or maybe I could get the writing in that color. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The platforms are terrible, so we'll see what we can do. It's a good idea, I think. Buglips is at Marcia. Okay, why? If we're both in E, it shouldn't matter. No, I'm just not getting into making myself sound terribly wrong. So there we go. Matt says, my first guitar was a Crafter GA6 acoustic. Still got it, even though it's utterly unplayable these days. There you go. It's still nice to have, right? Chris Goldberg says, drink. I mean, okay. Just a little bit. Glenn says, I've been wanting a reverse headstock strat for a long time. Yeah, well, you should get one. You should get one. Who did I see had one recently? I don't know. Somebody on YouTube had one. I think it was like a cheap model as well. So yeah, keep an eye out. There's some out there. Uh, see, Al says open D would be where all the open strings are tuned to a D major chord. Yeah, yeah, that's a good explanation, pretty much. Marcia says, unless you're literally using one string. No, I only need the one and the five. Anyways, anyways, I don't know. It's getting confusing in here, lads. I don't know what's going on. T says, yes, it's beer time. Indeed, it's beer time. Why not celebrate all the stuff that's been happening in the rugby and everything, and the fact that Chord Dave Live is on. So that's what we do. Bugler says the fifth is just shifted to below the first, same as drop D. Are you just putting the capo or whatever you want to call it on the five strings? Is that what you're planning to do? Um, I guess you could do that. I don't know if that I haven't done that. So yeah, I don't know. Just tune it back up to E. It's it won't take you. It'll like get an app on your phone. You can do it in like a few seconds. It'll be fine. Ben Allmark says, sorry to hear about your cousin Dave. Condolences, Glenn says, sorry for your loss. A few sorry for losses and all that stuff. I appreciate it, guys. Listen, some of you reached out to me and it was really nice. And I didn't get back to a lot of people, Chord Dave people and other people over the last week. Getting to grips with everything. It's been a weird one. But I thank you. Appreciate it so much. And listen, we all come across these things in our life, so we just gotta get on. The thing I would just encourage everyone is just to check yourself, keep yourself healthy and fit, and make sure you're doing all right. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. It means a lot, and it meant a lot. Like I did read all the messages that were sent over to me, but I didn't get to answer quite a lot of them. Like I genuinely got probably more messages about that than anything that's been on the channel in a long time. That meant a lot. So thank you so much to all you guys who did reach out. And yeah, it was just a rough week where I needed a lot of solitude, but it's fine. We're back now, and we're over the hill a bit now, so it's all good. Chris from Coburg says, cheers to Chris, and sorry for your loss, Dave. Let's dedicate this show to him. Indeed, Chris, thank you so much for that. Matt with condolences, sorry for your loss, and Jess says, so sorry, Dave, sending hugs. Thanks, guys, appreciate it an awful lot. Condolences for your cousin. It sucks when you lose someone close that you grew up with. It does indeed. Sorry to hear about your cousin Dave, says Buglips. Thanks, man. And yeah, I think we can say, it's very touching for me to you guys to say that, it's a rough one. But as I said, like the thing that really got me was like we were exactly the same age. We grew up so close to each other. And actually, a quick story about Chris is that his first ever concert ticket was for Nirvana, and it in April of 1994. Was it 1994? I might have mixed up the dates because his head's still a bit loopy over it. But yeah, it was the one that Kurt Cobain didn't get to. So that was like the next show that they had planned. And yeah, for a long time he was like, I've got a ticket to that show. I'll never get rid of it. And he never did. So there you go. But yeah, that was my cousin. He got me into lots of music and stuff like that back in the day. I listened to Nirvana, Pearl Jam and stuff like that. When I was probably, not listening to such bands at the time. He also started me smoking when I was 15, which was something I was less positive. Thankfully, I quit that. But yeah, he was a good dude. And yeah, that's all. Let's just roll on. We don't need to dwell on that too much for now, for tonight. Glenn says, what does everyone think about the new Blink 182? They're doing a new album. I really don't. Whatever. Yeah, I'll listen to it. But Al says, other than making the strings less tense, why drop the tuning if you're playing with others in standard E? There you go. It's a good question. And T says, sorry about your loss, Dave. A good friend of mine died last Wednesday week. 35, way too young, man. That is too young, and it's a weird experience to go through when someone that's close with you. So sorry for your loss too. Todd says, "Hey Dave, so sorry to hear about your loss. Another YouTuber that I watched currently battling pancreatic cancer, and it's definitely tough. Glad you were here with us to chat." Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it was a rough one. It's a rough one. It's not a nice disease to go through from all accounts, and yeah, I believe I believe there was no signs. Dude thought he was well, had an accident. I crashed his bike. His he used to cycle to work and crashed his bike. Had some tests because of that. Found out just before Christmas. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, man. But yeah, you gotta look after yourself. And what I'm saying is we none of us know how long is left in this whole life. So just have the best of it. And if you want to play in drop D, play in fucking drop D. And don't let anyone stop you playing in drop D. And if they want to play in E standard, be like, fuck you guys, we're playing in drop D. Uh, that's what I'm going to say to that. Yeah, so I've been a lot of like soul searching and thinking about things a lot over the last couple of weeks about things like how if it was if I was looking back at the end of my life, what would I think right now? There's a lot of things I still want to achieve, and it just kind of lit a fire under me to get my butt in gear and do some more of those things, which is how it goes. These things maybe just wake you up a little bit. That maybe you're just getting too comfortable. Maybe you're letting some things drift past you, and at the same time, somebody else came along and made a decision that I think is a little bit short-sighted and in the same week. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's your decision to make. I'm going to roll on from it and not dwell on it too much. But yeah, I think you've got to really just take stock in these moments and find the positives in it and push yourself on. And it's a very tough thing to do, but I appreciate, look, not everyone has 7,000 people in a community that they can fall back on, and I'm so grateful to have you guys and to come here and on a Saturday and be lifted up by you guys. It means a lot. So yeah, thank you so much to you guys. And I know everyone's been through similar, not everyone, but a lot of people have been through similar things and feelings and stuff like that. So, it's part of life, unfortunately. So yeah, we make the best of it. And we roll on and we look at guitar stuff to cheer us up, because that's what we do. We love guitars and things related to them. So anyway, I don't want to keep dropping back into it, because just get emotional and stuff. But I appreciate all the support, guys. I really do. It's been super cool to see, and you mean a lot to me, you guys. Scott says, I think it's sad that they're so old. It don't seem right. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's it's a weird one. Formerly known as T says, I think it's beer time. It certainly is beer time. Let's just keep doing the old beer thing. Rob says, started to teach myself a Smithereens song a few weeks ago. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't find the chords by ear. Then I learned they had played tuned down by half step. Silly me. Yeah, a lot of good stuff plays half step down, which is, yeah, you won't get it until you know that, which is cool. And then it opens up a whole new world, which is great. Todd says, hello to all in chat. Glad to be here as always. And we're always glad to have you, Todd. As you know, you've been like here from the very first 3 Chord Dave Live, which is 93 episodes now. I was thinking about it this morning, 100 episodes in the TV world. If you make 100 episodes, they're like, you're going to make so much money. I don't think it's the same on YouTube. Unless like the next 7 episodes are going to be incredibly lucrative, which I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say they're not going to be. I'm probably not going to live off these 100 episodes for the rest of my life. So I have to do another 100 episodes, guys, after the first 100. So just, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a long one. It might. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to another 100, but maybe another 2.5 years. Because that's, what is it? Another 7 weeks. That'll take us into November. So there we go. Crazy stuff. That's not too bad, because I think we started the first one in September of 2021. The first live stream. Video has been going up a couple of years before that. So yeah, we're getting there. We're nearly 4 years in doing the channel. It's wild. It's wild. We got a super chat from the young gentleman, Muddy H2O. Thank you, sir, for your kind donation. It says, life is short. Pelham Blue Flying V's are available. Do it. So, okay, guys, right? What Muddy's referring to is Thunder Road guitars have some custom shop made to measure flying V's in that are nice, and we were discussing them yesterday. They're $7,000, so that's what we've got $5 in super chats so far this evening. So we only need 6,995 before $94 before I would buy one. And also you got to add on another 20% customs tax when it gets to Ireland. So yeah, what's that? What's 20% of 7,000? Another like 1,200 or so, more than that. Whatever, 1,500. Eh, whatever, 13, 15, maths. It's going to be maths more. So yeah, it's going to be a hard no, unless of course the super chats go crazy. But thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. And if you want to buy it and send it to me, that'll be cool. I'll accept it. I'll look after it for you. Just mind it. Just take care of it for you. But it's a really nice guitar. Check out Thunder Road Guitars on Instagram. You can check out their videos and all on the guitar. And they're a pretty cool guitar store. They get some really nice stuff, so you should follow them. I like their content, so that's why I had to share it with Muddy, because he wants to buy a Flying V. But thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, and thanks for popping in to say hello. Mark says, grab a guitar. You'll see what I mean. Any string you're playing would need to be down-tuned and capoed. Yeah, I think Marsh is right. The thing is, everyone explaining stuff in comments and stuff, I think it always just gets... It's hard to decipher from just comments. You just got to do it with a guitar in your hand. You're 100% right. Scott says, I wouldn't want to listen to The Offspring when they're in their late 70s. Why not? That's crazy, Scott. They'd be no worse than they are today. How old are they now? They must be 50s, right? But there you go. There you go. May I ask why you would bother doing this instead of just playing in standard E tuning like everybody else? Marsha's not happy with you, Bug Lips. Just saying. Anyways, Glenn says, or sorry, Marsha says, Glenn, I'm enjoying the new Blink songs. And Al says, hey, Scott, watch it. I think that's about not listening to the guys in their 70s. I mean, some bands in their 70s are cool, all right, and they still sound great. And then there's the Rolling Stones. I don't know how old they are, but they're still going. So they'll be long playing still after all of us are gone. Glenn Beatty says, Dave's right. 3 chords, the 1, the 4, and the 5th. That's all you need, man. 3 chords and the truth. Thanks so much. Al says, I'm in my 70s, and Rob says 70 years young. Indeed. And it's always great to have our wide diversity of ages. Al brings an appropriate level of awesomeness to the chat. So yeah, indeed, Scott, you should watch it. All right. What have we got? Alan Claude says, I say nothing. I mean, cool. Say nothing. That's good. We're happy with that, but glad to have you with us, Alan. Hope you're doing well, man. Booklet says, Marcia, think of what I'm doing as making it drop E. And this is going to rage on for the whole stream. I think there's going to be heated debate about this soon. Glenn says, Marcia, I can't wait to hear more. I've been raining here since last night. Hear more Blink 182. They're a fun band. I was never super into them though, to be honest. I think they, just, they were in that weird gap where I stopped listening to new music because all new music is fucking terrible. Yeah, I think they came along just after I decided that was the case. However long they've been around, that's how long music's been terrible. Rob F says, I just turned 60, so we elders need to stick together. That's absolutely. Maybe there could be like an over 60s Chord Dave community band. I think that'd be sweet. If everybody wants to get involved in putting that together. Sounds cool. Buglip says, I've confused you all, but I swear this will work. I'm gonna need Bogfoot's help to test it. Dude, put videos up on Bogfoot's channel. And then we can all know for sure. Because Bogfoot's been putting up some cool stuff lately, interesting stuff. Last week was cool. He does a Sunday with Bogfoot. He was like, I'm not doing Sunday with Bogfoot. And it was the most Sunday with Bogfoot video you've ever seen. It was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Ducks and everything. Alan says, hi, everyone from Switzerland. Oh, cool. We got a Swiss person in. I think you might be the first one from who has at least piped up in the chat. So glad to have you with us. Thanks so much. Mark says, wait, I thought you said everyone would be tuned to open E and you'd be tuned to drop D because that would make no sense. Did I miss a detail? I think so. I'm confused. Glenn says, my first guitar was a Ventura LP copy, boat, anchor, and horrible action. That sounds a lot like mine. Mine could have been Ventura. I don't know. Honestly, can't remember what the brand was. I remember it like being very excited when I saw that it was a Les Paul, having already picked it out and not knowing what a Les Paul was, but having heard the name, I was like, oh, wow, cool. There you go. Corey says, hey gang, just headed out for a walk with the wife, but I'll try to make it back before the show is over. Cool, Corey, you enjoy your walk. Hopefully you will get back. That's cool. Maybe you'll watch the show on replay if you don't. So hey. Jess says, my first guitar was a beautiful PRS Bay Bridge Blue, but unfortunately when I had an argument with my ex, sold it. That's, yeah. Selling because of an ex is unfortunate. Yeah. I've lost a couple that way too. I refuse to do it anymore. So there we go. But yeah, hey, it sounds beautiful PRS. That sounds nice. But hey, I'm gonna have to look that up and see what's going on. See if there's PRSs out there for sale. You might get it back. You never know. Although I kind of feel like if I bought a PRS again, secondhand, I'd try and buy the one I sold last year back. It's a beautiful guitar. I can't believe I sold it. Such an idiot. Anyways, Buglip says, Marsha, I'm not going for standard E. I'm trying to make it layout for. I'm just leaving. I'm just not gonna. Jess says, I tried to haggle on Julie Heffernan with Peach, but they were having none of it. Weird. Yeah, that is weird, because I'm sure, like, if they're not selling, why are you holding it to the price, man? That sucks. Weird. I'm sure there's gonna be sales on those pretty soon. Hopefully you will get one at a good price. Pretty soon. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyways, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. Al says, got married, had kids, and the LP Junior went under the bed for the next 46 years. Well, hey, it's nice and safe. It was nice and safe there, so that's good. Glenn says, does Guitar have any? It's a good question. They might be open to do a deal. Andertons might be open to do a deal. Yeah, I don't know. But I think if you have a preferred store, you go back there all the time. Like I go back to Thomann all the time because they're my preferred store. They don't always have what I want, but I prefer to buy from them when they do have stuff that I want. Mark says, I promise, grab a guitar. You'll understand what I'm saying. Oh, did I not read that comment already? Oh, God damn it. It's on the wrong fucking... So these... All right. We're just going to have to live with this because it's in the wrong thing. So yeah, this is... I don't know why it does this. It switches between the different chats, and I'm in top chat. Thanks, YouTube. It's done that automatically on me for the second time. Money says, I didn't make you sell those guitars, David. Stop lying. You sold them to support your botched hair extensions. I mean, what you say botched, I say perfectly worked. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just another argument we can have at another time on a less public or more public platform. But there you go. Crest the Bear says, win for the Irish this evening, Dave. Congrats. Thanks, Crest the Bear. 69. Yeah, it was a cool one. Great game. If you're into rugby, great game. I enjoyed it. I did only get to see the second half, but what a half of rugby. Two great teams. Honestly, that should be the final. Two great teams. But anyway, we'll see. Buglip says, Marsha, I know that's the idea. It makes the drop the capo. Blah. I'm lost in it, to be honest. Rob F says, just purchased my third guitar, Epi 50s LP, shipping it to my favorite pickup builder, Dylan, from Dylan Talks Tone, to upgrade and make a few videos. It will become a Peter Green tribute. I hope that works out for you. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. stuff. I'd love to see those videos. I'm looking forward to it. Let us know, because I don't keep an eye on that channel. So let us know if you do get a response from them there. That'd be awesome. Marsh says, if you drop a single string, I'm still not getting into that conversation. Marsh is going to control that one for me. She can be the mod of that conversation. Jess says, and more expensive at guitar. I need to stop being tight and buy it. You never know. It might go down. Might go down. They might be just about to release a sale. Anyway, right, but it won't work unless you're literally playing. Oh, it's another one of that drop E conversation. I feel like Glenn should answer it. Glenn will know the answer to that better. Anyways, let me see if I can fix this chat thing. Bear with me just a second. See if I can get back to where Glenn is there. See, this is what it does. It steals all the comments. I know I've missed that, you see, so it's got me in places where I just can't. Yeah, it's absolutely after. It's just after deleting a whole load of messages now that I tried to do that. Anyway, let's go from here. I think it's deleted like a, hang on. This has where I was, right? Yes. This is in the proper order. This has missed out. This is where I can see I can miss an awful lot of stuff. There we go. See, these are in the correct order. All right, I'm just going to go from where from Jess's comment about they're more expensive at guitar, and let's go from there, because yeah, YouTube's being a D word. So sorry guys, yeah, platforms are just messing up all the time. What I need a team of like 4 people to control the comments and just throw them in my face, and that would work. But I don't. I have just me. So, anyways, Glenn says, Jess, tell guitar you know Colin, and that may work for you. You never know. You never know. Maybe we can come up with a plan. Yeah, we'll see. Because I have no interest in an Adam Jones guitar, but I wonder if any of those companies would do discounts for YouTube people, and then I could pass that discount on to you guys. Like, get a discount code from them for you guys. I'll ask them. The worst they can do is say, get out of here. Buglip says to Marsha there, so we're talking about that. I'm not diving into that conversation. Christopher says, just checking out my Epi Union Jack Sheraton in anticipation of a Beatles number at a gig tomorrow. That should be a fun one for you. Yeah, hey, Beatles and Sheratons go quite well together, so good stuff. Richard Clark, great to see you, Richard. Hope you're well, my friend. Says what it comes down to is you can change the E string to make it do a thing, and then for you, and then the capo changes everything else as well, and basically takes away the effect. Good thinking, Richard. That's simplifying it as like how I like it. So it's all good. Daniel Tillaru says, Dave, have you tried the new Zencaster, Telecaster, or Stratocaster from Amazon? They have roasted maple necks, stainless frets, and coil splits for under $200. I haven't, Daniel. No, I haven't seen them actually, to be honest. So I would need to check those out by the sounds of it. Yeah, haven't seen them. Don't know anything about them, but it sounds cool. Let me see. Al says, hey Buglips, all I'll say is try it with your friends, see what happens. And that advice has got me into some of the worst trouble I have ever had in my life. Try it with your friends, see what we won't get into those, because those are stories. Says, by the way, my poor calluses softened a ton in these 3 weeks. I took a guitar, but I couldn't play as much between watching 4 children and 4 children sleeping. I have lots of ouches now. Don't worry, they'll come back quite soon. They always do. Buglip says, I'll test it out, but there's no reason for it not to work. It's just a weird thing to do. That's why everyone is confused. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's all good. Matt says, I am loving tuning half step down to E flat at the moment on a real Bernard Butler's early suede kick. He is seriously underrated. Man, I never got into suede back in the Britpop days. I don't know. I just had a thing against him. I don't know what it was. Just the one Britpop band at the time, because I was in the right age group to love all the Britpop bands, and I did. And yeah, they were just the one band that I just couldn't get into. I don't know why. But anyways, I should check them out more. I've never really listened to them because of that. But glad you're enjoying it, Matt. Yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah, Half Step Down is a lot of fun to play in, because a lot of cool songs are in that tuning, believe it or not. Anyways, Glenn says, Jess, I'm an enabler, so I'll always say buy a guitar, but what you don't want are any regrets. Are there any on the used markets near you? It's okay, Glenn. No one's buying these guitars, so there'll be lots of them around forever. Uh, they're still available, but yeah, I mean they should be involved in sales. I'm surprised they wouldn't do a deal with you, but hey, let's find out what they will do for people. Noah says you need that weird purple tuner in order to tune to drop D. Dude, that is such a reference. Sometimes I forget about that, and sometimes I occasionally think about it on like a Tuesday afternoon. But um, yeah, so you've got you're part of the Three Chord Dave community, and I love you. So thanks so much. Richard says Edward and Jimmy tuned down to E flat on many things as well. Yeah, a lot of stuff is tuned down. It's an awful lot of cool stuff. Cool guitar music. And if you need a fifth, wouldn't you need to change at least every other string you're touching too? Just have fun with it. It'll be fine. Mark Doolan, great to see you, man. Says, I have a couple of DiMarzios just put in my HB Harley Benton Pro Series Super Strat. The old Roswell ones weren't bad, but these are better to my ears. I heard the Roswells are really good in those actually, but for considering what they are. But yeah, DiMarzios, I personally think you can't go too far wrong with DiMarzios, so you will be loving those, I am sure. Harley Benton doing some interesting things. The Guitar Summit is happening in Germany this week. And they pretty much have a Tom DeLonge Strat that's coming out soon that they've got on their stand. I don't know much about it yet, but I'm trying to get some info. They've got some interesting stuff coming from what I hear. Stuff that isn't even on show there yet, but I've heard a lot of things. But yeah, it's interesting, the stuff that might pop around from Harley Benton. I think they're a great company. Obviously, like, look, if you're buying a guitar for under $300, you can't expect them to be perfect out of the box. But I think they're a damn sight better than a lot of guitars at that price point, and more. I think they're making really good guitars. The last three that I've purchased have been really good. So, yeah, if you're into budget guitars, they're a good way to go. Let me see. Chris McColbrick says, favorite neck finish, gloss, satin, or natural? Satin is probably best, but I don't really, I've never had too many problems one way or the other. So yeah, but gloss does get like it's sticky and stuff like that. So it's not the greatest, but satin is always very nice. Natural could be better. Probably satin, natural, and then gloss in that order, I would say. Scott says robot guitars are the answer. That'll solve everyone's problem. Scott, if only some company could put robo tuners on all of their guitars and not give anyone an option whether they want them or not. That would be the way forward for guitar companies, I think. So there we go. If any wise guitar company CEO / president wants to run with that, there you go. Absolutely a joke, by the way. Richard says, that's what I just said, Marcia. There you go. All right. Everybody just break for a second. And let's say Richard and Marcia were had the same point. It's all good. Anyways, all good. Nella says, what do you think the Fender Ventera 2 releases video coming soon? Question mark. Because of the week I've had, like, I've kind of stepped away from everything for the last 10 days, so I haven't been on top of the release. I've seen them. I've kind of glanced through brochures and things, websites and all that. So I haven't seen them too much. I can do a video on them if you guys think that'd be worthwhile doing, just to get my thoughts on it. If you want to see that, let me know by the end of the live stream. Yeah, I can do a thing. What do you call them? One of the polls. So let's do that. Ventera 2 video. Video. Yes or no? Question mark. There we go. So we leave that poll running till the end of the show, and see what you guys think. My own thoughts before anyone. Oh, okay, someone's already voted, but my own thoughts are that like I might have just missed the boat on it because everyone's put their videos out already on it. So I don't know whether it'll perform well, but at the same time, if you guys want it, I will do it. So let me know. And if you have any other video ideas, let me know too. If you want it, I will do it because I got to get back to putting out videos this week because YouTube running the risk of a second unpaid month from YouTube this month. What's today? The 23rd. Yeah, I got 7 days to hit the target, which I'm a little bit behind on, so it's fine. Thankfully, I don't rely on YouTube for an income source. So, but yeah, you might see 3 videos this week because I'm trying to hit that target. And by the way, if you do want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in all the videos. You can click that, go to Patreon. You're supporting the channel, and you'll occasionally get additional videos. By the way, those of you who were expecting an additional guitar wish list up there, Patreon for some reason won't upload the video that I've recorded. So I don't know what's going on with it. I think it might be I've hit a limit or something and I need to refresh it. I'm trying to figure that out, but as I said, I've been stepped away for like a week and a half, so hopefully I can get that sorted out in the next few days and get a video up. So it shouldn't be too long. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, Patreon's a way to go at the minute, and I'll open up YouTube memberships at some point as well. You can do that. You can do all the other things like hit the links and all that sort of crack, and buy the t-shirts. Glenn Bailey says, didn't Edward invent the drop tuna so that he could go from E to D in the middle of a song if he felt the urge? I don't know, Glenn. That sounds like something that would have happened, but I don't know for sure. Rob says, sorry to hear that your wrist hasn't gotten better yet. I had hoped that it improved enough that you could play a little. It hasn't really, Rob, but I appreciate your thoughts, man. Yeah, it hasn't improved enough to play a little, but it's, I don't know, man. It needs, I don't know if it needs rest, if it needs, well, it's had a bit of rest, except my day job, you see, is like I'm typing all day long. So, so yeah, so that doesn't help because I have to use both hands. So I'm basically pushing myself with the typing, getting through that, and then not being able to do anything for the rest of the day. Hopefully, maybe in the next few weeks, I can get back to it. And if Cresta Bear says, try CBD balm on your hand, it solved my post-carpal tunnel woes. That's an interesting idea, actually. I hadn't thought of that. So yeah, maybe I can check that out tomorrow, actually. That's a good idea. Yeah, thanks, Cresta Bear. I will check that out for sure. Anyways, but yeah, it's a good idea. It's been weeks. The last time I played guitar properly was like the recording the Dave Grohl video. So that was the last time I remember picking up a guitar. So it's been quite a while because of this. But yeah, I miss it, and this is why I'm reluctant to purchase any guitars or guitar related stuff right now, because I don't know how long it's going to be before I can play. But maybe CBD oil or balm is the way to go. Balm, that's what I need to check. Buglip says, I didn't expect this to be such controversy. There you go, man. You never know what's going to cause controversy on YouTube or in the guitar community or in the Chord Dave community, because it just sparks outrage all over. There you go. It's just everybody, it's hard to give advice over the internet because you're like, if I had it in my hand right in front of you, I could show you, or you could show me what you're talking about, and then we'd come to some sort of conclusion. But yeah, it's really hard to kind of decipher it as well. And maybe you give wrong advice and someone ends up destroying their lives over your advice, and you're like, damn, didn't want that to happen. So anyway, Al says, so much talk about drop tuning, I just dropped my beer. See, there's always a consequence. But hey, Al, I hope you're doing all right with the beer, man. Mark says, Christopher Goldberg, what amazes me is the PRS SE Silver Sky has literally the thinnest finish on the neck, almost not there. Yeah, I've heard that. All right, and I've heard that that's the case. Haven't played one myself yet, still. Martian Murray says the other 4 strings just provide tension. It's a good point. Martian Murray, thanks for joining us, and thanks so much for that. It's actually it's a great line. I like it. Richard says, Glenn, I think they made the tune to eliminate changing guitars so often. I think he made the change to limit changing guitar so often. That also sounds like it could be true as well. There you go. Glenn says, Buglip, sometimes it doesn't take much to be controversial on YouTube. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you think you're saying something just completely mundane and no one could argue with this. And then like you end up getting hate mail. So let's launch it to all the hate mails. There's a lot of them. Anyways, Chris McGoldrick says to Mark Dolan, I have not played one yet, but I hear they are a nice feel. Yeah, for the Silver Skies. I indeed believe that too. Mar says, Buglips, no controversy. We just want to get you the results you're looking for. That's a lie. It's controversial. And and it's all good. Controversy is good for the channel. It drives up views. It drives up engagement. Everybody gets what they want out of it. And, then the next video goes to like 40,000 in like 3 days. That doesn't happen very often. But anyway, Al says to Mark, you're right. Love the neck, but I haven't been playing, so my Silver Sky is on sale on Reverb. There you go. Yeah, check it out. When cowboys play root and fifth, do they call it metal chords? Cowboy metal. That's where it's at. That's the next big trend in music. I think, we just need like the Jonas Brothers to go through a metal phase, and there we are. Buglip says, this is because I'm learning guitar weird with a janky guitar and theory books. That'll do it to you, man. But it's some of the best ways to learn. Like a lot of us who were learned before Tinternet came along. Another young gentleman called Muddy H2O. Weird that there's so many of them. Has super chatted yet another $5. Thank you, sir, for your super chats. It's super kind of you. It does put you to the top of my Christmas card list. Says, I give you advice over the internet daily. You don't listen. You wouldn't stop. You overdid it, and now you have a bad wrist. Sir, I don't know what you're implying. Well, I do know what you're implying, but I'm not going to get into it right now. As I said, that's for a more public platform than my YouTube channel. But no, thank you for the advice and for the information and the super chat. That's super kind of you. But yeah, I listen to you occasionally. I've agreed with you like 4 times this year. What's wrong with you? Actually, probably the correct amount of times I have agreed with you, and vice versa. Glenn says, I agree with that. I don't think about that. Oh, okay, that was to Richard. Nella says to Scott, I still have a 2015 SG Special that has the Robo Tuners. I still want to pick up a nice guitar with the Robo Tuners. I have my eye on a couple of nice 2015s. I think they're a fun piece of guitar history, and will be looked on more favorably in the future than they are now. So yeah, I don't dislike them at all. I just kind of want them to come back down in price a little bit. Like I have my eyes on a traditional Les Paul, a Les Paul Les Plus, but only the gold top ones, which are very rare with the P90s. Those are very rare. There's only like 200 of them, so they don't come up too often. Maybe a Les Paul Deluxe if could get a nice Pelham Blue one. What else? There's another 2015 one that I have my eye on. Every time I see one, I put it in my wish list and it sells out like 30 seconds later. Anyways, there's some nice stuff from 2015. They had a good run of colors. Those the new Les Pauls that they put out a few weeks ago? They pretty much made all those colors in 2015. And they were cool. So there you go. Except for the bloody headstock. If they hadn't put that stupid Les Paul 100 thing on it, those guitars would be way cooler. Anyway, Al says to Nella, do you like the tuners? I actually know some people who don't hate them, by the way. So there you go. Yeah. So I don't know if I would keep them on it, but I just think they're a cool, just a cool little footnote in guitar history. They're weird, and I'm not a fan of them, but it'd also be kind of weird and fun to play with them for a bit, and then swap them out for Grovers or something. Glenn says, I've never tried the Robo Tuners. What's your opinion of them? There you go. Just got my opinion of them. No, that I know you're asking, but that was mine. Bugliff says, anyway, it's just to give me some flexibility while I wait to get a second, better guitar to keep an E standard. Hey man, if it works for you, that's all that matters. Literally, that's all that matters. But the internet will tell you their opinion first. Nella says, first guitar was a Dorado acoustic. It had both nylon and steel strings. I put all steel, bowed to top, and kept playing. Named it Boangomatic. Nice. I like it, man. That's cool. Very cool. Um, right, cool. Scott, some of you guys had some very interesting first guitars. Yeah, some cool stuff going on here. I remember a story of a guy that learned guitar in jail with a hand-drawn fingerboard on a piece of wood. No body, no strings, famous person too, or was that in a dream? I may have been in a dream, sir. I don't know. Maybe someone knows that story. I haven't heard that story of anyone. Mar says, I think the confusion here might be that some are confusing open D and drop D. I think everything's just getting confusing. I think that's what it is. There you go. Nella says, first guitar I bought is a Yamaha FG 365 in 1980. I still have it. That's cool, man. That sounds like an awesome guitar. Yamaha's made some nice stuff indeed. Um, Scott says, play sitar where you have to move the frets to make tunings. It's like 22 capos. No thanks. That's all good. I'll leave that to people who are better at doing stuff. Marcia says, I have a feeling it's either getting a second or just changing the tuning. A Roadie 3 would do it in mere moments, might be less than a second guitar. And there we go. Marcia is officially back, plugging a product. We haven't had that for such a while. Now here we are, plugging the very excellent Roadie 3. I do support and have an appreciation for that little piece of kit. But yeah, it is a very cool thing. Probably have a link for it somewhere in the description. I don't know if I do. I should have one. Todd Moore says, I'm trying so hard not to make inappropriate jokes about the D. Well, I'm kind of disappointed in you for not making those jokes, Todd. Let's be honest. Somebody had to make them, and I couldn't. I'm supposed to be the one who cares about the not getting demonetized. So, anyways, it's all good. Throw in the jokes, because yeah, nice. I like it. I like making jokes about it. Let's clarify. Richard says, to be fair, Marsha, open D and open D, open D and drop D are the same on three strings, so everyone is half right. There we go. Can't beat being half right. Robert is here. It's great to see you. Robert says, good morning, Dave. Morning, everyone. Great to see you. Hope you're having a lovely morning, lovely Sunday morning in your part of the world, sir. Nella says, Al, they seem to be just okay. One day I may put in some lightweight replacements on it. That's a great idea. I think because of the whole battery pack and everything, you don't need to worry too much about the lightweightness of them. But yeah, obviously it would reduce the weight, so that'd be good. But yeah, in terms of neck dive or any of that, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Because like you said, it's an SG, so I think it'd actually improve the stability that way. But yeah, most people change them out. Just keep the G-force thing, and if you do ever move that guitar on, put it back on. That's what I would do. Todd, why is that any different than all the inappropriate jokes you make about the G string, GHs, and all else? Yeah, I mean, that's true. Rob F says, recently restored my dad's 50s vintage Regal Classical, and it was the guitar that caused me to stop playing for 43 years. Funny thing is, I like it now and have added it to my practice rotation. That's a cool story, Rob. Yeah, wow, 43 years. You can get it, like if a guitar is not fun to play, and then all of a sudden, a bit more experience playing and stuff, and then there you go. Al says, top of the morning, Robert. There you go. I'm not going to say it in the accent. I'm not the full-on accent anyway. Let me see. Todd says, touche. Yes, we do push to the edges sometimes. We do. Richard Clark says, Mummy, Daddy, look at me. I went to school and I got a degree. Who did? I haven't got one, so it's all good. We have some experiments to do at Scott Bogfoot, and yeah, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. It all sounds good. Let me see. Okay. Mar says, Dave, when I turned 41, the same age my dad passed away, passed, I was still nine. I was like, whoa. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a rough one. That's an interesting thing indeed. You were nine. Yeah, getting past that. I think like my dad's older than all of his brothers live to be. I think one of his brothers is still alive, but all of his other brothers died younger. So I think it was worrying him at a point. It's not anymore. And yeah, I won't say any more about it. But he'll be bugging us all for a long time. Uh, Benny says, "Hey guys, just finished dinner, caught up. My condolences, Dave. Thanks, Benny. Great to have you, man. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, I appreciate thoughts. Thanks so much." Marja says, I also lost a then 44-year-old cousin around my age of COVID 2 years ago. He worked in the radio in NYC and Philly. Also learned a ton about music and having passion for music from him. Cool. Yeah, I mean, cousins are an important part of your family. I also have cousins I've never spoken to, or I only spoke to last week for the first time. So, but yeah, this one was close, so it was weird. Weirdly sad and creepy, and it really does make us think when a young person passes, whether from a long-term illness or suddenly. I think so too. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, that's what we. That's what I mean. It's all part of life, right? It's all part of life. It's just it does take a bit to get over these things. Um, Let me see. Nella says, sorry for your loss. Finding the positives and making positive changes is a good way to honor the memory of him. That's my outlook. Nella, thanks so much for that. I appreciate it. Chris McCobrick says drink, so I guess I gotta do that. But yeah, it's not just all you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Rob F says, Marshall, sorry to hear that. Recently lost a high school friend to skin cancer, and another week later to liver problems. Oh wow, man, that's rough. Sorry to hear that too. D-Max here. Great to see you, D-Mac. Hope you're well, man. Says, checking in late. Hey, all. Condolences, Dave. Thanks, D-Mac. Appreciate it so much. Um, yeah, appreciate it. Al says, in the words of the Partridge Family, come on, let's be happy. Indeed, Al. Thanks so much, man. That's the way to do it. That's the way to look at it. Lots to be positive about. So we move on in the best way we can. Mark says, but I always believe that things happen for a reason. Don't mean to sound cliche. Well, it's too late for that. But, cheers to loved ones we've lost too soon to teach us to live. Great sentiment, Marcia. Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Cheers to friends and family we've lost. Indeed, cheers to all the friends and family we've lost. And let us all do the best we can. All right. Glenn says, any word on any end of year guitar releases that might be interesting? Um, all right. So, as I mentioned, I've been kind of out of it for 10 days, like offline as much as possible, out of the loop, not really paying attention to stuff. So, I don't know of anything right now off the top of my head, but I am expecting a Gibson release this week. Our Fender did their Ventera release already, so I don't know. There's something else coming from them soon. Let me see. The last thing we did was the Mike McCready that came out already. Um, they've another signature coming soon, I think, and then they have a Gibson Epiphone. There's another four releases I can guarantee before the end of the year. But yeah, I think they have a big one this week coming. Could be next week, but what I believe is that they have a release. What's Tuesday this week? The 24th, 25th, 26th? Yeah, the Supreme, I think, is due out this week. Les Paul Supreme. So anyway, we'll be seeing it soon. If it's not this week, it's the following week, I think. Somebody told me that it was the 26th. Anyways, we'll find out soon. Just because I've been out of it really until today or yesterday today, really, I haven't been on top of it, so I can't confirm anything for sure. Not that I can ever confirm anything for sure, but Um, Al says, I'll stay at 440. No need for me to be a rebel. I'm too old for that. It's all good. Jess says, Dave, I'll get busy designing the 100 episode t-shirts and associated merch range. Sounds good to me, Jess. I mean, let's be honest. I won't do it in time. So yeah, I'm all for that. Sounds great. Super cool. Rob F says, Scott, my brain and voice are tuned to A440. Can't think. I think changing to A4320. No, A432 A432, and you know I always say these things wrong, guys, would really mess me up. I think so too. Scott says, I almost bought a $7,000 guitar, not even vintage, bought furniture instead. I suck at guitar life, but now I can play my inexpensive guitars in comfort. Isn't that more important? No, no, it's not. But there you go. It's fine. You can have regrets in life, man. It's cool. Uh, yeah, I've thought about some big purchases like that, and then it's just until I actually own the house I'm sitting in, I think I can't push myself to do it. I could go buy a $7,000 guitar, and then I'd be looking at it thinking that really should be in the house fund. So yeah, hopefully, I've been saying this for 2 years now, but hopefully house fund will become guitar fund in the next year or so when the house has been purchased. So we'll see. We're just hoping for miracles and stuff at this point. Um, Housing market's crazy. Just let it chill, let it just drop it just a little bit, because then I can get into the buying a house thing. Um, like you're not buying any kind of house worth anything where I live for like less than 300,000. It's ridiculous. So yeah. Right now, I mean, some of you are like, "Hey, I live in New York. You can't buy a shed for that anyway, or you can't buy anything for it." But this is Ireland, and it's a quiet place. It's supposed to be cheaper. Um, yeah, I'm not trying to buy a house in LA or anything. So, anyways, hopefully in the next year I'll purchase a house, and then I can look at buying crazy expensive guitars. Uh, with all my YouTube earnings, that's where it's going to come from. Um, Jess says, Glenn, they're holding their value really well. I just need to accept what they cost. It just seems a lot for a Chinese guitar. It does, Jess, because it is. That's why. Um, so yeah, I fully support that and think that you should have a discount. So there you go. I believe maybe if you can clip this part and be like, you know what, Peach Guitars, you should discount the Julie Heffernan Adam Jones Les Paul and sell it to Jess. Thanks. I'd appreciate it. And then I'll give you free advertising on my channel to all of the world. You're welcome. Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully that works. Uh, it won't, but I'll try. Mick Jagger turned 80 this year, I think. Yeah, and he's probably only got like, two new babies on the way. So he's living his dream. It's all good. Scott says, I can't believe how vibrant the Stones still are. That's what taking drugs your whole life will do for you, man. Keith Richards is actually the fourth iteration of Keith Richards at this point in time. He's died 17 times and just resuscitates himself. It's ridiculous. He'll be here long, long after all of us. Let's just say that. Glenn says, I think that too, Jess, but they're nice, but the price turns me away. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe when the whole series is done and there isn't a new one coming out at 1,500 or 1,400 or whatever next month, maybe they'll then start to drop the prices on them. I don't know, but we'll see. Richard says the problem with listening to The Offspring in their 70s is I will be dead. You can listen to The Offspring in the next part of existence, you know. There's all those, that's where all the cool bands go, if you know what I'm saying. So, Glenn says, Jess, you need to cut the 100th episode merch. You're the best selling shirt in Chord Dave community. You need a cut of the 100th episode merch. Absolutely. I mean, so I could tell you, but then I'd be like, you'd be like, that's the best selling shirt. The highest selling shirt ever on the channel is the Glory Hole specials. And that Jess recommended. Partially because of the idea and partially because of the design, I think, because you're all degenerates. And yeah, the number of sales of those shirts is not astronomical. It's not huge. So any shirt that we ever produce could easily outsell that number in a day. So maybe the 100th episode shirts in a few weeks' time will do it. That'd be cool. It'd be a nice way to mark the 100th show. I nearly said 100th anniversary, but that's not the case at all. Anyways, that'd be a fun thing. 100 shirts for the 100th show. No? All right. Todd says, Al, I'm going to pretend you didn't say too old to be a rebel because that's just crazy talk. It's true. That is true. Yoda was a rebel and he was in his like 500s, 600s, or 800s or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Um, Scott says, I found Blink 182's studio albums were horrible, timing all off. The Mark, Tom, and Travis show live CD is the most awesome album ever. I've never heard it, I don't think, so I'll take your word for it. Rob F says to Scott, I just bought a third guitar. Now I have an SSS Strat LP with humbuckers and a Mustang with P90s. Plan to stick with them for at least a year while I save for the Amso and the Bassman and a DR 504. Cool, man. Yeah. Hey, you got a lot covered with those guitars. So, yeah, why not stick with them for a bit if that's what you want to do? But, the gas is real. You're just going to get bitten by it one of these days. That's what happens. Scott says, can you tune wind instruments? I'd imagine so. I have no idea. But there's definitely things you can do with them. Al says, Rebel Rebel, wasn't that a song by Mott the Hoople or was it Bowie? It was Bowie. But yeah, indeed. Those two get mixed up a lot. So for sure. Matt says, I always think about how these pop punk bands will gig in their 50s and 60s, given the song content. That said, the millions of dollars will probably help. It's so ironic when like a punk band becomes super big and becomes like extremely rich. They can't really be a punk band anymore because like they're like, I hate the establishment except for the fact that they give me loads of money and I live in a really luxurious like lifestyle. Anyways, it's just how it is. But hey, they produce good music while they're poor and hungry. So let's just keep that happening to people, I guess. Scott says, Rob, that's almost all the tones right there. What boutique telly pickups are out there currently have 50s electronics? That's a great question, actually. I'd love to know that. Scott says, no, sorry, Al says to Scott, you might want to look into Dylan Talk's tone and his P90s. Got a good review from Phil McKnight. There you go. Hey, Phil knows what he's talking about, so that's an interesting thing. Scott says, are transcripts of the show available, Dave? I hope not. I don't know how that would be possible, but yeah, no, hopefully. Andrew Collins says, do you like the new Ventera 2 series by Fender? So yeah, there's a poll there at the top, Andrew, to see if I'll do a video about the Ventera 2 series. I haven't really been keeping an eye on it this week or last week, so I haven't gone over them fully. Do I like them? They look interesting. That's what I will say. They look interesting. Why is this gone? There we go. Yeah, so I don't dislike them. Let's put it that way. But I haven't seen enough to know. What I have seen, the reaction seems to be quite positive. So it seems like they've covered a lot of bases with them. A lot of people seem quite happy. I couldn't tell you at all the prices or anything like that, so I'm not sure whether they're good or bad value or what they are. But the original Ventera series I thought were great, so I'm pretty sure I would enjoy what they're doing here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it more because I have been out of the loop for the last week or so. So yeah, so far we got 82% saying yes, make a Ventera 2 video. So looks like we're gonna do it this week sometime. I'll just give you my thoughts on that. So yeah, if I can get around to that this week, that'd be great. I'm going to hopefully get at least 2 videos out this week, so I'll make that one of them. Anyways, Glenn says, didn't Rob F get some Dylan pickups? He might answer you now in a little bit and tell us. Rob says, Scott, I'm hoping to stay sound good together, bassman. Dry at the edge of breakup with a delay and reverb through the high watt. I like how my low-cost simulations, Joyo, Tweedy, and Orange Dark Micro sounded. The Orange Dark Micro is an interesting amp, all right, very cool. Madman Bosch says, has anyone bought one of the Squire 40th anniversary Strat Telly Jazzmaster basses from home? And some great deals at the moment. There are some great deals. €2.99, I think, €2.99 for a Strat. And some of the Cabronita Tellys and stuff like that. Great deals on them. I haven't picked them up for the same reason. I haven't picked up any guitars. This one. So yeah, we'll have to pass for now. But I might pick one up. I don't know. We'll give it a little look at them before they end. I think that sale's running till the end of the month. I know they've got the 25th anniversary Harley Benton thing back up and running, and I think they're doing a sale early in October as well. So we might have something else cool coming, discount wise from Thoman. Hopefully, because that's where I buy all my guitar stuff. Corey says, has anyone bought or acquired or built anything cool lately? Not me, not yet. Working on a couple of things, but I shall fill you guys in on those things later down the road. Glenn says, if you drop D in the woods and no one is around to hear it, can you still play Metallica? Exactly, Glenn. Exactly. Booklip says, I don't think any of this is weird. Any of this weird idea is weird to Bogfoot because he knows things always work this way. When I do something, everything is forever sideways. There you go. That sounds good. Rob says, yes, I have Dylan's Bonneville single coils in my Strat and his P90s in my Mustang. Love them both. He's going to make me his take on the out of phase PAFs for Mr. Green's LP. Yeah, I'm interested to see what he does with that. You have Marcia who can help Mod and others. Oh yeah, I know, but I don't want to get into trouble. So, let's see. Buglip says there's a normal way and Buglip's way. The Buglip's way works. Is always an adventure and weird into the unknown. Let me see. Marsh says, Dave, if you had ample mods and Streamlabs, we could do that. Wink, wink. Yeah, I get you. But I meant if I had somebody there, and there, like in person. Producers is what I want, not just mods. Mods are great. I don't think we need more mods than the one we have right now. He does a good job. So, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I just need somebody there with like cue cards. That's what I need. Glenn Bailey with the super chat, sir, says, for just because. Thank you, Glenn. I really appreciate it, man. Super cool of you. And means a lot. So thanks so much for the super chat. Also, Streamlabs. This is a whole other thing I need to worry about, Marcia. So I probably won't get into it. But anyways, it's all good. Glenn says, Corey is at the Mex Lender P bass you posted earlier. I haven't. Oh, the Fender P bass. I haven't seen that in the Facebook group. I presume you're talking about. And again, if anyone's joining late and you haven't seen the Facebook group, there's a link in the description below. So make sure you hit that, and we will see what's going on. Over there, pictures are posted of guitars and things people are working on and stuff, and just have a good old laugh. And also, like weeks before, probably I make a video about it or mention it on here, I put up guitar information that I get. So I haven't done that in a while, but like for example, Adam Jones guitars, all of the art series were put up there sometime early this year. I think it was in March maybe. All of the ones that have been released over the summer and everything. So if you want to know stuff, join the Facebook group because it's where all the cool kids are. Anyways, Buglip says it's like Star Trek, Guitar Trek, to visit strange new scales, to seek out weird shapes and new sounds, to boldly go where no ears have gone before. That could be a really good podcast. People would listen to it. Scott says, where did the Sheraton get its name? It's a great question. I don't know. Presume whoever designed it was like, let's call it the Sheraton. Lorraine says, I'd like to hear some of those friends' stories. I don't think you would, because, my friends are all weirdos, but nice weirdos. It's all good. But yeah, no, we can't tell all those stories. They're all private and deeply offensive to everybody else. Where are we? All right, there we go. Corey says, hey Glenn, that P-bass was a Squire that it has set up on for a fellow, had a banana neck and a mile high action. Well then, yeah, definitely in need of a setup. Always wanted a picture of a Miranda Moe on a guitar. There you go. Buglip says, poor Dave, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to be such a thing. No worries, man. Hey, it's all good. I just don't want to say the wrong thing and be completely wrong. So no, you are absolutely fine. Keep talking about it. Keep bringing it up. It's all good. Yeah, for sure. Let me see. I respect Harley Benton for knowing their role, says Scott. They do know the role, indeed. They're also pushing it a little bit because they're the new. What I'm gonna say is the Harley Benton They'll probably call it the TD, um, not signature, but collection or something. Because there's five of them, five different guitars that they are. Let me see, can I get a picture of them actually? Because I had one saved. I think I can upload it onto the thing. Oh, there's a picture right there. That'll do if I can get that really quick. All right, so that's that picture. Now to upload it. Oh, yeah, these are marked prototypes, I think, officially. So they're not officially saying, yes, these will be available, but they're going to be available. What else have we got here? Right, an image. Let's pop it in here. I'll get it for you and show you. Just for those who haven't seen it or um, are interested. So that this is what Thoman are showing today, and people are like going crazy about it in Harley Benton groups. Oh, where's this picture? Is way too big. There we go. And there's like five different colors. Those being two of the colors. You can see the pink, shell pink one there as well. In lefties and righties available. Those are coming soon, I think, from Harley Benton. As far as I know, they didn't give a release date or a time or anything, but that's what they have on it. So yeah, I'll take those off now. But no, I won't. Yes, I will. There we go. Sooner or later, it's all going to work, maybe somehow. Anyways, where are we now? So that's Harley Benton. Yeah, they're pushing it with that one, I think. I don't know if they're going to get away with it, but we'll find out. T says Gibson custom 1967 mahogany flying V reissue with Maestro Vibrola made to measure VOS 5,500 deep purple color at Geno's. I'm sure that's beautiful. I'm not even going to look at it, T, because you know. Because I do like flying bees. Anyways, they think Harley Benton could do a suitable PRS Dragon. Think Harley Benton could do a suitable PRS Dragon, and would anyone buy it? People would buy it. And whether they do it, I don't know. I mean, you got to bear in mind, for under 300 or under 500, say, would they be able to do it? I don't know. But you're starting to see all kinds of crazy things coming out of factories all over the place. So possibly, I don't know. What have we got there? Something weird is happening on the screen in front of me. It's way behind, that's why. So let's just make sure that's still there. That's still there, that's fine. Rob says, Dave, when you purchase your Harley Bentons, did you have home and set them up? Actually, don't even know if they do that. I've had Sweetwater set up my two Squires and been happy with them. I don't get them to set them up, no, because I like to get them, done to my specifications. And I feel like when you say, hey, will you set them up? I don't think they do it as well. I have toyed with the idea of buying a guitar from them, and they'll do a plec service on it. I think it's 199 euros. Like, set it up and do a plec thing. I've considered doing that. Probably not on a Harley Benton, to be quite honest with you, because it'd be probably more than, it'd be quite a considerable amount extra on top of the price of the guitar. If I was buying a Gibson off them again, or a PRS, I might get them to do that. Just to be like, see, is that worthwhile? Is it worth an extra couple hundred? I did look once before. I was I was interested in seeing about opening a guitar store at one point many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. And I looked up how much it would cost to get a plec machine, and it's like $250,000. So yeah, don't know. Marsh says, I love these pills. I mean, pills. I think, did you mean polls? I don't know. Marsh says, we want you to make any video on any subject, Dave. If you want me to make videos, I'll make them about the book I'm reading at the moment, which has nothing to do with guitars. I will do all the books I've read this year. That's like 24, 25 videos right there. I can do videos with that. My favorite movies. What else can I do videos? Anything but guitars be a good idea. I think beer. I could do beer reviews, whiskey reviews. Yeah. Let me know what you think my next YouTube channel should be. Meditation tips is actually likely to be my next YouTube channel. In my humble opinion, it's better to do an in-depth review video that comes out well after the release of new gear rather than putting out the rest of the crowd on release day. I agree with you, Rob. I actually, yeah, I've actually been thinking about this, and it's when you and I know Casino Guitars did this video. When was it, a year ago, maybe more, where they featured some videos, mine being one of them, about her guitar release on. They were showing us scrolling through YouTube, and it was like a lot of us put out videos on the same day about whatever guitar had been released that day. And it's very true. Everyone's doing it, so nobody's winning. The best thing to do on those days when everyone's talking about something else, let's say everyone's talking about the Ventera 2 release. The best thing to do on that day is put out a video about some other guitar, some other release, because everyone gets sick of watching the same thing. You don't need to watch Robert Baker and Trogley and Fluff and Philip McKnight and Casino Guitars and Chord Dave talking about the same thing. So you might watch 2 videos, you might watch 3 on that topic. So yeah, the thing would be to steer clear of those ones, to be honest, and maybe visit them a couple of weeks later. So yeah, you got a good point. Maybe it is the time to do it. And so far we're on 84% of people want that video. So we'll see what's going on. Glenn says, what Dave's going to take pills and make a video? The way I say polls sound like pills? I don't know. Maybe I said the word pills. It's possible. It's been a long week. Anyway, if that's where we are, then I think it might be a long, might be a long way back. So I don't know if because we got like, what, 25 minutes or so. Anyways, Jess says, Glenn, no cut needed. Yes. Just appreciate what Dave does to everyone. And if my creative inspiration helps him to make a little bit more of his efforts, that's all good. Thanks, Jess. That's super cool of you to suggest. And yeah, listen, I honestly, I promise there hasn't been millions made. But if there is ever millions made, we'll take care of everybody who's contributed to that. Glenn Bailey says, pills, poles, and holes. Welcome to the jungle. Oh my God. Al says, great name for a song. There you go. Jess says, plus I know when Dave makes his millions, he's kind enough to buy me that Heffernan. I mean, that if that's the deal, if I make millions off YouTube and that's what you want, Jess, absolutely. Yeah, we'll ship it to, we'll ship you like 5 of them just in case the first 4 break. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to buy you 5 of them at that point, because I know some people who will sell me them at full price. Richard says, I could only play a little before I hurt my hand, question mark. I mean, play a little what? Matt says, anyone looking for a jumping off point to Suede, the Wild Ones, We Are the Pigs, the Drowners, the Insatiable One, My Dark Star, and Pantomime Horse, Chaotic Beauty embodied in guitar playing. Yeah, I mean, there's good guitars in there. I know that. I was just into all the other bands, man. They were just the last one. I didn't hate them. I didn't hate them, but I just didn't like them. Don't know why. Don't know why. And then, like at the height of the Britpop phase, Blur were my favorites because I thought they were crazy funny, and I thought their songs were just irreverent and irrelevant, not irrelevant, irreverent and kind of just there was some subtlety to them that I thought was really good, and I like the guitar player Graham Coxon. I think he's really good. But also, yeah, I just thought they had this like whole Kinks thing going on. Like if the Kinks were around in the 90s, they would have been Blur. Like if they were starting out, I think. So I really dig them for that. But yeah, I tried to listen to Modern Life is Rubbish, their second album a couple of weeks ago. Was it second or third? Yeah, it was one of their albums a few weeks ago. And I was like, this is not as good as I remember it being. Still good, but not as good as I remember. But anyway, I should listen to Suede. It's been a long time. I should give them a second chance. But I probably won't. Anyways, Scott says, can a suspension bridge be played, tuned and played like a harp, say if a helicopter runs into it accidentally? I don't think we should discuss that on YouTube in case the FBI come calling. But yeah, maybe, who knows? Yeah, I'm not going to do all that. Glenn says, kick that like button, peoples. I mean, respect, don't break your device, but yeah, kick it. Mark says, oh boy, I'd say I'm out of practice with this chat thing, but I do stuff like that all the time. There you go. Scott says, in your opinions, who did the best cover of Kick Out the Jams? Oh, Jesus. I don't know, man. I'm not even going to get into that argument because I'll be wrong. Oh, geez, that comment was delayed. That was in reference to the pill thing. I incorrectly corrected myself. It's all good. Anyways, where are we now? T says, they say if you don't stop it, you'll go blind. Who are they? And what is it? Is my question. That's a great question. Both of those are great questions. I'd love to know the answer to. Richard says, there's a beautiful Manhattan Blue Studio from 2015 that I have often been tempted with. The tuners kept me away, but they are awesomely colored. There's great colors from 2015s for sure. T, you need to go on one of those introspective journeys to India or Tibet to find the answers to those mind-boggling questions in life. That's actually a good point. Al says, or you can drop some LSD. I mean, can you get LSD these days? If you can, I'm not recommending it because I'd get sued. But John Lennon did it all the time. Richard, you could swap tuners with something that won't lead to permanently damaging the guitar. Save the originals to swap back. If you ever decide to sell, problem solved. See, Marsha is a problem solver here in the Three Chord Dave community. Rob says, Gibson had an exclusive contract with the RoboTuner manufacturer. In my opinion, they ruined the concept by putting them on all the guitars in 2015. Manufacturer, forgot their name, is still out there making them. So Rob, yeah, the company's called Tronicle, and Gibson never paid the bill. And there was a whole court case over it where Tronicle sued Gibson. And I think actually what happened was the company went out of business and was revived by employees later on down the road, like brought back to life, so to speak. But yeah, they did have an exclusive contract, and Tronicle do still make them, but I don't think they make, because they did Fender ones and everything. They did Fender 6 in a line auto tuners and stuff like that, or robo tuners. But they are harder to get because a part of the settlements they had with Gibson was that they wouldn't sell them for Gibson guitars, I think, for a certain amount of time. But yeah, they did. They sued them and they won in Germany for non-payment of their contract. So there you go. Dave, what's the ale? This is O'Hara's Irish Stout. It is quite tasty, and let's see. I think I had this a few weeks ago on the show. I think it says it has a Chardonnay. Oh yeah, roast flavor and dry espresso-like finish. There you go. O'Hara's make some really nice beers, so always happy to pick them up when I get the chance. I just need to get this screen in front of me to catch up. There we go. It's just all cut up now. All right, sweet. Richard Clark says, I know, Marsha, I have found them with the tuners already gone. It's just never been the right guitar or time. Yeah, that can happen from time to time. You want to buy a certain guitar and it's not there. And then when you're like, I'm not into that one now, and it'll pop up. Happens to me all the time. It's happened to me the last few times. Gold Top Les Paul Les Plus from 2015. The Gold Top with the P90s is extremely rare, and that's the one I would love to pick up. Every time I've seen one, I've been like, I'm not in the market for a guitar right now. I can't pick it up. Or I've just been about to make some other purchase. Like, for example, when I bought my Flying V, one of those Les Pauls popped up. I was like, damn it, I'm going to buy the Flying V though. So, and on the same day I made the purchase, one appeared and then was sold about a week later. So I didn't buy it. So, yeah, if anyone ever wants to, source one of those guitars for me, let me know where it is when I have the money to buy it. That'd be great. Or if you have one, you want to sell it, let me know. Glenn says, Al, if you drop LSD, can you hear if you're in drop D, or does everything sound the same? If I remember correctly, playing on acid things. I'm not even gonna, YouTube will just kick me off. Cushman NYC is here. Great to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you drop into the chat. What's a GH joke? I don't know what it is. I just heard it on the internet at one point. I think Glenn told me what it was at one point, actually. Al says, been a long time since the Grateful Dead's Electric Kool-Aid acid test. I heard the colors are cool. Glenn says Bono and the Edge walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Shit, not you two again." Yeah, that happens all the time. Matt Van Bosch says to Muddy, that Pelham Blue Flying V needs to be loaded with P90s. Yeah, that's true. Glenn says we need a poll: new Pelham Blue V or P90 or humbuckers. I mean, P90s are going to win that. Al says, I checked out the Gibson and Epi Flying Vs in my local shop. I was surprised at how light they were. No wonder they're Flying Vs. Depends on what humbucker, says Al. Yeah, Flying Vs are a nice weight to them. Although I remember many years ago, my brother bought a Flying V. It wasn't a Gibson or an Epiphone. I can't remember what brand it was, but it was heavy as fuck. It was like Jimmy's black and white one. And I think that's why he bought it. But it was a heavy beast. But yeah, my Gibson's really light. There is a lot of material taken out of the body. That's why. But yeah, it's something like, I think it's just about £7, maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's not a heavy guitar at all, which is really good. Al says, oh yeah, we got that one. Marsh says, oh yeah, gotta love cousins who only come out of the blue after 20 years if they want gifts or a new baby or something. For a new baby or something. Yeah, that happens a lot. To be sure. Over and under, does Dave make this far without skipping? Yes. Did I skip? I think I skipped a little bit. So yeah, there we go. T says the Gibson Supreme should be out soon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this week. My dates are all mixed up, guys. I'm pretty sure it's the 26th, but don't hold me to it. But I think we're looking at something big from Gibson on Tuesday the 26th. If there is, I'll be like, hey, look, I did a video about it. Oh, actually, I might not make a video about it. Like, considering what I just talked about, better to make something else that week, and do a video about that a little bit later. Dolly Parton ever have a signature guitar or tambourine? Interesting question. She might have one, considering she's releasing a rock album this year. I don't know if she's already done it, or she is, or she isn't. I don't know. Let me see. Marsh says that DG335 got to be coming very soon. The year is almost done. Not necessarily. So I was speaking to one person a couple of weeks ago, and they said the Dave Grohl's not coming out until next year. The Dave Grohl Epiphone. Now, everyone else is saying it's coming this year. So I don't know. This person who has told me lots of things in the past and has like a 50-50 hit rate. So I don't know. But maybe they're going to hold it back for NAMM. Maybe they're going to, because that's in January. It's not that far away. And before anyone asks, I haven't decided yet. If, though, we see it at NAMM, that would be an interesting thing. They might be doing, that might indicate that they're going to do like all three colors. Black, gold, Pelham blue. I think there's a white one now, actually. They might do 4 colors. You never know. They could do the Dave Grohl collection. So they could be working on it, but yeah, it'll come soon. It's soon. Sometime in the next 6 months we will see it. But I would imagine we'll see it before Christmas, because it'll be a big Christmas seller. So let's see what happens. But it would also be a big headliner for NAMM. So especially if they're doing the collection rather than just a single release. So yeah, let's hope it's a collection and we see them at NAMM. That'd be a cool one. I'd like that, even if we have to wait a little bit longer. Glenn says, what about a new Slash model? Well, this is one of the weird things. Man, we're talking early in the year about new Slash colors coming, and they were supposed to be coming in the summer and they never came. So I'm not 100% sure now. That might have been one of those stories that was put out there to see who's leaking information. And sorry, I did talk about it on the live streams, and I maybe shouldn't have. But I do believe there's more Slash stuff coming. This new Slash model is definitely going to be on the way. He did put up himself on his Instagram a prototype he was working on for a new, and put out new Slash model. So I think there's stuff coming, but again, it could be a NAMM series, it could be, or a NAMM release, it could be something for this year. The the fact that Gibson brought out custom color, new custom colors for Les Pauls a few weeks ago would make me think that they're going to do something with an Epiphone new colors as well soon. So yeah, I would keep an eye out for that. Not the same colors because they won't do that, but I definitely think that they will do something. Maybe new Muse colors or something. We'll see. Hopefully they'll do something. But yeah, Epiphone slash Gibson information the last 6 months has been uh, not 100% reliable. Um, the leaks that I get, that I should say. Rob says, I think Dave's an hour behind. I doubt he will make it to these comments. Yep. Well, sorry. Do get quite far behind. I'll try and start jumping through a few. Try to get to the end from here. Anyways, Al says there's a Dolly a Dolly Parton Dolly guitar on Amazon. A Dolly Parton guitar, that'd be interesting. Martin says Dave almost never makes it to the end. Rob, best part is the moment he realizes it and starts trying to speed through them. And that's about to happen right now. T says, will we all be invited to the housewarming via live stream? Yeah, absolutely. Is that how far back we were? Jesus. Richard says, did you guys know that Dolly Parton covered Stairway to Heaven? Wow. That's interesting. I haven't heard it. So anyway, there we go. Yeah, Marcia says, did anyone see any of the Rick Beato interviews? They're all great, but some are epic. I'm wondering how he managed to score interviews. That Kirk Hammett one was epic. Rick Beato was very well connected in the music industry, so he knows lots of people. Like, probably had a lot of personal phone numbers to pick up and call people. If not the people themselves, managers, producers, stuff like that. So that's how he's getting them. But yeah, there's ways. I've reached out to some YouTubers and they've ignored me. So thanks, YouTubers who've ignored me. It's all good. I'd love to. I've interviewed lots of people over the years for different things, film festivals and all kinds of things. So I'm a decent interviewer. People should come and be interviewed on my show. Hopefully someday Duff McKagan and obviously Slash. That would be my dream interviews. Martin says, I also like the group with members of Nirvana, Soundgarden, etc. Let me see. I don't know. Off the top of my head what group that is. But hey, sounds good. Here we go. Anyway, let's try and get through. We've got 10 minutes. I'm sure Dylan got a good review from himself as well, says Richard. Al says, of course, can't expect less. He made them. If he said they weren't good, would anyone buy them? That's a good, yeah. Hey, I made this. It's terrible. Anyone want to buy one? Actually, Dylan says if you aren't happy with his pickups, he'll take them back and refund your purchase, as all good manufacturers should do. So that's a good move, all right, from him. Mark said he briefly mentioned the warm-up he's used his entire career in the Beato interview, and you can see and practice it better in Musician. Sorry, just lost the chat halfway through reading it. Thanks, YouTube. All right, let's see. I see now how far behind I am. Oh, good God. Anyways, where is it? Someone was doing a warm up or something. Todd says, Agufish or whatever that kid's name is, says there may not be a plain version of the Epi Adam Jones LP. Heard anything on that of late, Dave, or anyone else for that matter? I would say he's probably not in the know. Not that I'm in the know. I'm just saying I have seen him say that Epiphone stopped responding to him because he was dealing with them officially. I haven't heard that there's not going to be one. The last time though I heard from about that was probably when they released the guitars initially, like when they initially announced there's going to be the series. It was going to be 6 art series and then the 7th would be the plain one. It's not necessarily as well going to be the 6 will come out and then at the same 2 months later there's going to be the plain top one or the plain one. It might come in the future sometime. So yeah, I haven't heard that they're not doing it, but it's been a while since I've heard, and those guitars haven't sold as well as they expected, so they might have changed plans in the meantime. Who knows? But I think why they haven't sold is because people are waiting for a non-art series one, and I think they know that. So I would be surprised if they don't do it. It's not impossible that they will just not do it, but yeah, I'd still expect it, to be honest. Um, if I get any clarity, I will definitely let you guys know. Ryan says it would be cool if you had an occasional sidekick or guest. Yeah, the problem is most people don't want to give up their Saturday nights. So there you go. But who knows? Maybe something like that can be arranged at some point in the future. Rob says to Al, I did the P90s pots and switch on my Mustang. The soldering wasn't too bad. I did screw up around one where I made the wires too short for the roots. So I had a redo. At least you could redo. That's all good. Todd says, Ryan, have you seen the Y-Files? Great channel with a talking goldfish named Hecklefish. Dave could use a similar sidekick. I've been watching the Y-Files for a long time. Like when I started watching them, they had like 20,000 subscribers. And then they blew up like within like a week. It seemed like within the 2 months they had like 1 million subscribers. It was feckin' weird. Maybe they had 100,000. I don't know. They went catastrophic, stratospheric. But yeah, a hecklefish is hilarious, and I don't know. I just don't have the time or the energy to put into doing a hecklefish. But yeah, it's a great channel if you're into conspiracy theories and UFOs and stuff, like I am sometimes. Todd, I caught that on Agufish. Not sure where he heard that. Um, Neither am I. But he knows some people. He probably knows more people than I do. But the people I know haven't said anything. So I haven't really asked about it though. So that's the thing. It makes monetary sense if the art guitars aren't selling well anymore, but there will be a revolt if a cheaper version isn't released after such a long wait for a less expensive option. Again, I think what they might end up doing now is not doing anything for a while, and then like in a year's time release another Adam Jones one that's just a normal version, or not an art version, I should say. Yeah, so they might give it some time between the releases, but I think they should just do it straight away. I think they should be like, here's the art version, and by the way, the art series is over. Here's the plain one. They'll sell buttloads of the plain one, and I think they know that. So that's why they might hold off though, as well. So just to be aware, it might not just be coming straight up behind the art collection. Dave, what's your snack of choice? Oh God, probably popcorn. Just probably just so basic. Um, yeah, something like that. Um, or just yeah, snacking popcorn. Yeah. Or to be boring, fruit, uh, oranges. Yeah, like oranges, bananas. You know that kind of thing. Just let's pretend I'm a healthy person, and also copious amounts of chocolate and ice cream. Uh, Coffee, just anything really. Al says, I was going to install them on my Firefly 335, but after watching the Guitarista and the Mick on that pedal show, install them on a hollow body, I've changed my mind and have held onto them. Yeah, installing pickups on a hollow body is a pain. I don't know, I'm not super patient enough. Glenn says, those look like Fender Sonics. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, we need a better look at them to see, but everyone's calling them, people who are there saying they're exactly like the Tom DeLonges. Because Guitar Summit is like a European guitar show, and I think somebody has a video, not a video, pictures comparing the two of them side by side. I could be wrong on that. I saw somebody saying something about them earlier. Buglip says, ooh, lefties, fixed bridge, humbuckers. I'm in love with those HBs. Harley Bentons are cool, man. So yeah, I think they make great guitars for the money. Or they can like drop the price on the art guitars to a normal price. That's an option too. I don't know. Then that would piss off the people who paid the high prices, Marcia. I don't think they'll do that. Um, yeah, especially someone who's like bought all six of them. So yeah, we're more likely to get a slightly cheaper plain version, but maybe a few months after. Like not, that's my expectation right now, is that like, so as I think the last one is due, hang on, are we on the fourth or the fifth one? We've had the first two, then the Judy Heffernan. So the fifth one is the current fought one. There's another one, comes another current fought is the next one. And then that's the six of them. So the next one is coming in October. Yeah, right. So sometime in October. And then the idea was it was going to be December then for the art series one. We might not get the art series one then or the non-art series one in December. We might not see it till next year sometime. That's what I would expect, to be honest. Yeah. Or just take the leftover art guitars and spray it back. Start the Epiphone mod shop at the same time. Interesting idea, Scott. I don't yeah, I don't know if they'll do it, but hey, those Plek machines are an insane amount of money. Yeah, they will make a difference to a guitar business. You make a lot of money having them. Because consider that, like, you put a guitar into the Plek machine, it does all the work, and you send it off to your customer. You charge them $200. So there you go. Todd says, Dave, make a video for this channel bringing beer and whiskey into the conversation and use it as an introduction to my new channel thing, please. I mean, I barely put out channel videos on this channel. You think I have time to make two channels? Marcia says, I've said before that Dave needs a booze channel sponsored by a certain booze of the same name. Yeah, three chord whiskey or 3-chord bourbon or whatever it was. I don't remember. That was a good one. There you go. Yeah. Jack Collins says, hello everyone. I hope you all doing well. Sitting here playing my PSG. PRS maybe? I don't know. But great to see you, Jack. Hope you're doing well, man. Great to see you. All right, time to just zip through the comments, see if I missed anybody. Because we Ryan says, LSD, you have my email, Dave. I do, Ryan. I'll get on to you. We'll get in touch. But yeah, good stuff. 3-Chord Dave, everybody's asking me to cut my beard. It's 3 inches from my belly. Would you cut yours? I'm very close to cutting mine, man. I'm very close to it. It's pissing me off a lot lately. And yeah, I feel like it probably will go by the end of the year. Yeah, I feel like it's time to become attractive again. So I'm chopping my beard off. All the beardies are like, what did you just say? Yeah, I think it, but then at the same time, I will get the razor and be like, nah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just color the gray bits and then be more youthful. Who knows? So anyway, Marcia says, Dave better not hack his beard off. I love it. Trims only. You see, I'm trying to get my male modeling career back up and running, and not many male models have long beards. So I don't know. No, it drives me crazy right now, to be honest. And I think it's time for a new look. I've had this one for 3 years, so more or less. So we should it's time for something. Something's going to happen. I can feel it in the air. Rob says, Marsh, I saw the Phil McKnight Plek video shortly before I bought a guitar. I figured it couldn't hurt as I didn't know what to expect from a Squire. Probably law of diminishing returns. That's a good point, yeah. Jess says, the new bestseller merch idea, 3-Chord Dave, holes one day. 3 holes, 1 Dave. All right, I get you. I don't think that's accurate. So anyway, thanks, Jess. Well, maybe. Gonna have to. That's way too philosophical for me on a Saturday afternoon, evening. In your opinions, who are some of the greatest underrated guitars? Rory Gallagher, for sure. So there you go. You see. All right, so we're approaching end of the show, and there's a billion comments that I haven't got to, guys. So I do apologize to you for that. But as I said, it's been great to be back on 3-Chord Dave Live as we missed a week or so, and yeah, you can expect guitar videos coming back this week. At least 2, I think. I'm going to try and do at least 2 because I need to get a couple more out so YouTube starts maybe pushing the channel a little bit. Because it doesn't do that very often. So yeah, a couple this week, hopefully. Looks like 86% of the 28 votes for the Pantera 2 video. So I guess it's time to make one. Why not? Late to the party, but maybe that's the best thing to do. And as we said, I think Rob said it as well, it's probably the best thing to do because everyone piles in on the first day. And it's like the same this week. I did see lots of people making videos about Laney. Is it Laney amps? So many people doing that. But yeah, there you go. Daniel says, just saw your $2,000 Mexican Strat. What the F? Yeah, man, the what you call it? Mike McCready signature one is it's 18.99. So almost by the time taxes are paid for most people, it'll be about 2,000. Yeah, cool guitar, but a lot of people have that WTF reaction to it. Very cool guitar though, and I hope I liked what they're doing, to be honest with you. So we'll see. I mean, just if they make a Rory guitar, I'll be happy at that price. It's a good price for it because you can't get them cheaper than like 5,000. James Everin says, "Hey, Three Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Sorry to hear about your cousin. Thanks, man. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us today." And William Forrest as well was in the chat. Thanks for joining us, William. Good to see you too. Ryan says Y Files. I've never heard of it. Love UFO conspiracy. So yeah, definitely check out that channel, man. It's a very cool one. Their favorite, their I think their best episode was called Mel's Hole. So you should check that one out. Everyone should look into Mel's Hole. It's a very interesting story and a very compelling thing. So yeah, there we go. If you haven't heard of Mel's Hole, you're missing out. Uh, Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all of the super chats. They're super cool of you guys to do that for me. And all of the things that have been going on. Oh, that's in the way there. Shouldn't be there. Yeah, it's been cool to be back streaming. Thank you so much for joining me for this Saturday night. I appreciate all your input, all your comments and stuff. And maybe one of these days I'll get through all of the comments again. But as I said, maybe you guys are right. Maybe we need a co-host. We'll see what we can do. Thanks so much for joining me. My name's Chord Dave. I'll be back with another guitar-related video very soon. But until then, take care.